How would I class this day? That's a tough one. It started cold, wet, and a bit windy. It was the kind of misty rain that laughs at your rain gear, and after 2.5 kilometers, I was soaked. We stopped in a cafe, sat next to a fire, and had a cup of tea. By the time we were done, it was pretty much done with the misting and had warmed up a touch. We then started a long downhill that wasn't too steep, but still required vigilance as it was covered with slimy mud. I bypassed the next cafe stop and just continued to Tricastella, our stopping place for the night. The further we got down off the mountain, the less nasty the weather got. I'm actually seeing a bit of sun peeking out, which fits the promise of a beautiful sunny day tomorrow. Day 35, a day of contrasts. The morning was cold, busy, and uphill, and I was grumpy. Mainly because I let 2 groups of 3 get under my skin. The first was a group of early 20s guys who were loud, obnoxious, and unaware of anyone else around. The second was a group of early 30-year-olds who would loudly come up on me and then stop to take pictures and then repeat again. They did this a half dozen times, which culminated in them pushing past me to get photos of cows coming up the road. As they were carrying their walking poles like riding crops, I nearly got skewered when they stopped abruptly in front of me. I then pushed past them all and walked way too fast to get ahead. By the time I stopped for breakfast, I was spent and frustrated with myself that I let someone else spoil the day for me. So, after a leisurely breakfast, I relaxed and enjoyed a warm downhill afternoon with hardly anyone else around. I was actually disappointed when I arrived at our albergue. I need to be ready for more of the pilgrims who are unaware, since today we pass through the city that most people start the Camino in. From here to Santiago, it's going to be busier and louder. I have to adjust, even though I don't want to. But if I don't, I will ruin this trip for myself. No one else can do that to me if I choose to not let them. Let the Camino lessons continue. Last night we celebrated Taylor's birthday. Earlier in the afternoon, I went to a restaurant, gave him some candles and asked him to put it on whatever dessert he got that night. They said, yep. So we got to the restaurant, had a great meal, some friends that we've made on the trip, and dessert time comes. Taylor orders ice cream. What am I supposed to do with that? So I look up at our waiter, who was the best waiter in the world, by the way, and I'm trying to explain something, and I just gave up because of the language difficulty. And this is what he did to me as he walked away. It was awesome. A couple minutes later, he brings a small slab of cake out with 3 candles. They turn the lights off in the dining room, gets everybody's attention, and the entire dining hall sings happy birthday to him. It was a great, great Camino experience for him. And thus it begins. 3 big changes today. Number 1, from this point on, we have to get 2 stamps each day in our pilgrim passport to prove we are walking rather than catching the bus between albergues. Number 2, we crossed the 100 kilometer from Santiago line, and now we have a real countdown going on. And number 3, the number of people on the road has significantly increased. Some even disparagingly refer to these new walkers as peregrinos rather than peregrinos, the Spanish word for pilgrims. And I have to tell you, it is a hard adjustment to be okay with these new people. They bring with them more noise, brighter colors, what seems like less respect for the Camino, and a lack of knowledge about the rules of how to work with others on the road. I'll keep working on my attitude, but this is one of the reasons we will actually be finishing this walk in Murcia on the coast rather than Santiago. It gets very isolated after Santiago, and I look forward to that.